Hi guys, right, here we go. Can you believe it? It's our new subscription box. Already we're on number 47. What's this one about? It's all about our edge stamp and die collections. So what we're going to do is dive straight in and have a look at exactly what you're going to get. Now you're going to make a minimum of 16 cards here with the card blanks, and you're getting over 180 elements. Now those elements all come in the form of your stamps, your dies, and all your additional items within the box. So what we're going to do is let's have a look at the main items. So I tell you what, let's have a look at the stamps. Now these stamps is where you're getting 16 of them. Now you're getting your three main images. You've got your butterfly, your sunflower, and also your little cute bunny rabbit. You've got your additional sentiments as well. So that is part one of our edge stamp and die collection, because what you're also getting is three separate dies. Now these dies work in coordination with the stamps, so these are the edgeable factor. So each die works with each stamp set. So you're getting three of those. We're then going to be giving you your assorted ribbon. So within these colour tones here, you can see how bright and fresh that they are, with the hint of the pastels as well, with the yellow and the pinks. Three colours, three different widths, which gives you 9 in total, so you get them included. What we're also going to be giving you is 100 gems. So these work also in conjunction with your ribbons. Beautiful, beautiful colour tones. So 100 of them. We're giving you the card blanks for you to create your cards. This time what we're doing is we are giving you all the same size. So you've got 16 card blanks and they are all 4 by 6 inches. For you to then give them to the recipient, you need your envelopes. So we're giving you them too. So you've got your 16 envelopes and they're also 4 by 6. Now once you've done the main colouring and decoration with the stamps and the dies, you might want to decorate them on the back with your pattern paper. Well, we're giving you them as well. Now these are so bright and bold and fresh when it comes to not only the designs but the colour tones as well. So that's your 8x8 printed papers, 12 sheets, 6 designs, and you're getting 2 of each. And then to finish off, maybe you want to do your mats and layers, maybe you want to use them as separate panels, you can do, and that is of course your 8x8 colour card pack. Now within these ones, what you're going to be getting is 10 sheets, you're getting 5 colours, and you're getting 2 of each. So here you can see how well the colours work with the printed papers, the gems, and also the ribbon. So that's your 10 sheets of your colour cardstock. We're then of course giving you your 12 sheets of patterned paper with all your additional items. So maybe you want to do your easel cards, maybe you want to do your stepper cards, maybe you want to start to incorporate them as the main image, maybe a border, maybe an edgeable. You can do that. These dies with the stamps give you lots of versatility that you can create when it comes to your cards or of course your projects, and they're all done using our brand new subscription box, which is number 47, and it's all about the edge stamp and die collections. Hey guys, right, today with our brand new subscription box, which remember is number 47, and it's all about our edge stamp and die collection, we're going to be making this beautiful card. Look at this one. Now this is using some additional cardstock, and I wanted to do this one to show how you don't just have to keep framed in on the card blanks within the box. You can use your different cardstocks and make bigger and more larger cards. So what we're going to do with this one is I've taken some of my own cardstock and I have cut it in total to 12 3/4 inches by 4 inches, and then I've scored at 4 inches and I've scored at 4 inches. So this gives me my triple panel that we can see here. Now what I'm then going to do is I'm going to bring in my stamps. So this one we're going to use the sunflower. So taking the sunflower stamp, what I'm also going to do at this point is I'm going to bring in the actual coordinated die for the sunflower. And the reason I'm doing this at this point is because this is going to be our front stepper, I want to make sure that I get my stamp and my die in the right place. So what I'm going to do is I've got that right up against the base just now. Now you can cut stamp or stamp and cut, that's up to you. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to come in, because it is a distinctive shape, all I want to do is make sure I get it in the right position, which is there. So I know if I'm wanting to stamp or I'm wanting to die cut first, it's up to you. So what we can do on this one, now I know the position to pop it in, I'm going to cut this one first. So if we then pop our die at the bottom, we're then going to bring in our folder, place it on, and then I'm using my MIDI for this one, but you can of course use your Junior or any other die cutting machine. So now that I've cut that one, let's open this one up, let's remove it, and then all that I need to do is take my scissors, and where the edge of the card is still intact, we're going to snip, and then we're going to snip. Now this is my preference when it comes to stamping and die cutting. I do like to die cut first, then stamp. And the simple being is I can see exactly where I need to line up. It's a bit harder, white on the white glass mat, but white on the purple makes it easier for me to see. So then what I can do now is go back, and then I'm going to line up, which is there. So I'm going to then come in, and if you find it easier using your larger stamp platform, by all means do that. You'll have your magnetic discs. So I'm going to use my alcohol proof ink pad for this one. This is our Noir Black alcohol proof. So giving it a really, really good coverage, making sure I've got plenty of ink on. I can then come along, and then with our spring legs here, I can make sure that I'm lined up exactly where I need to be before I commit. So let's go back in, which is there. Once happy, I can press. I always like to keep one hand still and move the other one, and then change about. So making sure I press all the way around, because I want not only the leaf detail, but I want the inner of the sunflower to be very, very visible. So taking that one away, look at that. Is that not spectacular? The detail within this collection. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in now with my Illustrator pens, and that's because it's something that I've not used a lot when it comes to the subscription videos, and that's our Illustrator pens. It's usually Classics or Tri-Blends. So I'm going in with GY1, GY3 and GY4. So more specifically, that is Moonlight, that is Gold, and that is Golden Yellow. So what I can then do is go in now to start with the light tone, and then I'm going to lay that light tone down first, and I'm going to add that colour all the way throughout the petal. So I'll do a few here to show you. So laying down that colour, I've popped some cardstock underneath so that if the ink does start to seep under, then at least this card will capture it. So I'm now going to go to the deep tone, which is GY4. And then all I'm going to do is do some flicking actions into the base of the petal. That's it, all that I'm doing. Then I'm going to go to the mid-tone, and where that overlaps, we're going to cross over. Flicking tones again, I find that easier with the Illustrator. And then we can go back in with the light tone and finish that off once again. So you would then carry on all the way around. You would then come along in with a grey tone, maybe a brown tone for the centre. And once you've done that, it's going to look like this. I mean, look at that. That's just a brown, 2 shades of brown when it comes to the Illustrator. You might want to leave it grey or change the colour. That's up to you. So now that we've also cut that, that's what creates our stepper that we can see here. So let's decorate the inside. So using the pastel yellow cardstock that you get within the kit, I'm going to take my tape off, and we're going to add this to the base. I'm not using any pattern paper with this one, because I wanted to show not only how you can use your larger card blanks, but how you don't necessarily have to always use pattern paper. It's going to go a lot further. You can then, of course, use your pattern paper within the craft kit, which remember you are getting 12 sheets of the printed paper. Use it elsewhere, or come along and use your own pattern paper. That's up to you. But bringing in a strip, so this panel here with the white, that is our white smooth stamping card, and I've laid on a 1/4 of an inch layer of our yellow. We're going to pop that one on over the base as a panel that's going to go into place here. I've popped a couple of little bits of tape at the side. I've taken that yellow and we're going to wrap it round the edges. And what it does is it gives it extra texture, but it also gives it extra dimension onto your card. What we can do is take our foam pads off, because we do need some height within this one, because this needs to be our stopper. You could, if you want, leave this flat, and then when it comes to our sentiment in a moment, you can have that raised up. But if we come in now, I've then gone into a tiny piece of our white smooth stamping card, and I've stamped the word smile, which, remember, you get all of these included on the stamp set. Lots of different ones that you can be using, so it's all there for you. You don't need any extras. So we can come in, take the backing off here. We can then pop this one over the top, and then I've already popped my foam pads on the back. So we can have a bit of a play. We could have it further up. I'm going to overlap it straight within the middle and over my ribbon that we can see here. I'm going to close this one. I'm going to give it an extra burnish with my bone folder and my scoring tool, because it is, of course, a concept card and we want it to sit nice and proud. So what we can then do, finish off, I've already tied a bow using the baby yellow pastel within the subscription box. We're going to add in some of our Collal glue. So we're going to use our glue gel for this one. And then that one can sit in the top corner there. We can then finish that off by popping it into position, turning it around, and because we've got our 2 steppers at the bottom there, that's going to be held in place. It's making a focal point out of the sunflower. We've coloured in with the alcohol pens, but taking that yellow from the sunflower, hitting it with the pastel tones that come within the subscription box. This one has been made using our brand new subscription box, which is number 47, and it's all about the Edge Stamp and Die collection. Hey guys, right, today with our brand new subscription box, which is number 47, all about the Edge Stamp and Dies, we're going to be making this lovely card here. How lovely is that? This is using the pattern papers, the cardstock, but it's also using the butterfly stamp and the die as well. Now, what we're going to do to start with is I'm going to bring in my stamping mat here, and I'm going to come in with my 6x6 stamping platform. Now for this one, I'm going to add some of my watercolour card, and I've cut a piece to 5 inches by 4 inches. So we're all good to go in a moment. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with one of the main stamps. So this one we're going to come in with the butterfly. And this is a huge, huge butterfly stamp. So what I'm going to do, before I lay it on, let's go over the size. So it is 6 inches by 4 inches, so that goes to show how spectacularly big it is, and it's going to work beautifully on your 6x4 carte blanches. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, and you might notice already that the card is a little bit smaller than my stamp, which is what we want, so don't worry. And for this one, I'm going to use our waterproof Noir Black ink pad. So I'm going to ink up, get a really, really good coverage on top of our stamp. So make sure it's nice and it's well inked. So then what I can do is I'm going to come in, and then I'm going to, before I press, I'm going to make sure that the right-hand side of my butterfly wing is just about up to the edge of my card, maybe about 1/4 of an inch gap. Don't worry about it overhanging here, that's all going to add to the effect. Once I'm happy, I'm going to press. Now if you want to use your large 8x8 stamping platform, you absolutely can do. It's whatever you feel easier doing. So what we can then do is press to make sure that we've got a really, really good coverage of ink. And then once I'm ready, there we go, we can move. How lovely does that look? And even although it's not the full wingspan of the butterfly, it looks beautiful, and we're going to finish it off just shortly with the die. But before we do that, we need to colour it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a few of our aqua paints. I'm going to use Heather, Rose Pink and Hot Pink. And instead of a water pen, I'm going to use our clear sparkle pen. So I'm going to go on into my glass mat and let's add a little bit of ink, another little bit of ink, and then another piece from the Heather. So we've got our nice colour tones here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with, probably we'll go in with our Heather to start with. And I'm going to pick that colour up and I'm going to start in the base of the body of the wings and I'm going to colour. Now I'm not going to be overly neat or precise. All that I want to do is lay that colour down. So we're dragging it out and we're getting that sparkle. I can always come back in with more if needed. And what I'm doing is I'm working in certain areas of the butterfly wing. Now what I mean by that is I'm going to go into this part and then always blend it out a little bit if needed. And then I'm going to pick up a little bit more. And then what we can do is then start to blend that out as well. Then what I'm going to do is let's go in now with our hot pink. And then I'm kind of overlapping slightly. Blend that in, and then I'm also pressing with my sparkle pen a little bit to get that liquid out. What it's doing is it's giving us our lay down of colour, of sparkle, but then we can go in and blend them together. Then what we can do is we can then go in with our last one, which is rose pink, and then I'm going to finish at the end here. So going in, and you can see what I mean by I'm not being neat and I'm not being precise. All that I want to do is lay that colour down. And it doesn't matter how many times you do this, you're going to get a completely different look every single time. So what we can do is colour in this one here. So again, working our way in really, really quickly, going into our hot pink, and we can then work that one out. Now if you want to use a paintbrush and water or a water brush, by all means you absolutely can do, but I think with this box here and with the butterfly, it absolutely shouts out sparkle pen. So what we can then do is then blend them ones out. So we can go back over, pull, push the colour, and then what we can do is let's go in with the Heather and we'll colour in the body. We'll keep that all the one tone that we can see here. And then if I lift that up, we'll maybe get to see the sparkle. You can just see the sparkle on the overhead. Now, if you're already on box 47, you will already know so many of our colour and mediums, such as our sparkle. So you'll know how lovely that sparkle will be. What we can then do at this point is we're going to take the coordinated die. Now, for the butterfly one, I know it's this die here. And then what that does is it nestles nicely to the right hand side of our butterfly. What I'm going to do, just before we cut, let's take that excess off so we're nice and clean. And then I'm going to go in with my low tack tape. So we're going to go in, I'm going to position that. Now you can have that further out or further in, depending how much of a white border you want. But once I'm happy, let's place these in, let's secure them, and then I'm going to come in with my folder. Now I'm choosing to use the MIDI for this one, but you can use your Junior or any of your other Gemini machines, or any of your other die-cut machines, that is. So then running this one out, opening, look at that. We've now got the edgeable from the butterfly. So we've got part of the full butterfly wing, but we've got that edge that works all the way around. So all that we need to do is finish it off. So I've got some layers that are already done from our craft kit. Now the only difference here is I've gone round the edge with our water reactive pink tulip. So that's pink tulip, water reactive, and I've nipped round the edge. Same with the edges of my pattern paper and cardstock. So really, really simply, let's take our double-sided layers off. Now this one I have cut to 6.5 by 4 inches. So that can then sit nicely over the top. I'm using my tape. You might want to use your tape runner if you want. And then what I'm going to do, before I take the backing of my foam pads, I've got a little bit of tape at the top and the bottom. Let's come in with some of this baby pink satin ribbon that you get included. Remember, you're getting 3 colours, but altogether that's 9 reels that you're getting. So let's secure that one. Now we can take the backings off. So we've got them. We can then secure this onto our card blank. So taking this one, and this cardstock card blank is 6 3/4 by 4 1/4 inches. So we can then pop that one here. And then what I've already done with this one is gone in with our double-sided foam pads. I can take these ones off, and the way that I've measured that, that's going to sit nicely into the side. Then what I've also done is, using the sentiments that are on the stamp set, I've stamped out love, just love, and I've done it with a little point at the top. And I've done exactly the same, created my own tag using the cardstock that comes from in the bundle. So we can then pop this one at the top. We're going to bring in a bow that I've already tied using the baby pink ribbon that comes within the craft kit. We're going to add a little bit of glue gel at the top there. We're going to secure that at the top. And then what we can do to finish off, let's bring in our gems with our pokey tool. We can do 1, we can do 2, and then 3 to finish off. And then there we go. There is a beautiful card using the sparkle pens, which is using our elements from our brand new subscription box, which is number 47, and it's all about the Edge Stampin' Die collection.